Hello students, welcome to you on my YouTube channel Pawan Agnihotri Physics Maths Classes. Yesterday I started class 11 Physics. In class 11 Physics I have taken first chapter at dimensional analysis and about dimensions of a physical quantity and how will you determine the dimensions of a physical quantity, that I have told. Today I will take some more physical quantities whose dimensional formula I will find out. All of you remember one thing, that there are two ways of determining the dimensional formula. Either the formula of that physical quantity should be known to you or the unit should be known. You can translate that unit in the dimensional formula. One more thing, here these are the SI units. It's clear. Length, unit of length is denoted by symbol capital L. It's clear. Mass we denote by capital M. Unit of time we denote by capital T. It's clear. These symbols we will use. Temperature we will use theta or K. Theta or K. Then we can take electric current. Electric current we will take as A. Then amount of substance. Here we will not take any symbol. We will write complete mole, MOLE. Some are writing MOL, that is also correct. And then luminous intensity. Here also we will use CD. Then there are two supplementary quantities, and in case of supplementary quantities we will take radian and steradian. So yesterday I derived the dimensional formula of some of the physical quantities. What are the dimensions? Dimensions are those powers which are raised on fundamental units in order to get the unit of that physical quantity. Dimensions are those powers which are raised on the fundamental units to get the derived unit of that physical quantity. Now for example, there is one term here, specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. This you have studied in class 10th in calorimetry. Heat capacity. What is its symbol? Its symbol is C. What is its formula? Q equals to M into C into delta T. Q is what? It is the heat energy. As we know that all forms of energy have the same unit, that is joule. It's clear. Joule is also the unit of work. So the dimensional formula of energy and dimensional formula of work both will be same. What is the dimensional formula of work? You know, W equals to F into S, force into displacement. What is the dimensional formula of force? ml T minus 2. Displacement is L. So it will be ml square T minus 2. ml square T minus 2. So of energy also it will be same. ml square T minus 2. Here m is mass, C is SHC, and delta T is change in temperature. Change in temperature will have same unit as temperature. It is degree Celsius or Kelvin, and its unit we represent by the symbol theta or K. So what is C? First you make the formula Q upon M into delta T. Now you have to determine the dimensional formula of this. So first you write dimensional formula of Q. What is ml square T minus 2? Mass, it is M. Delta T, that is theta, you can write. It's clear? So M will be cancelled. On simplifying, it will be, we will not cancel. Cancellation we will not show here. L 2T minus 2 theta minus 1. This is the dimensional formula of SHC. Then you can see heat capacity. Heat capacity. Heat capacity is what? That also you have studied. Amount of heat required to reach the temperature of any body by 1 degree Celsius. Amount of heat required to reach the temperature of any body by 1 degree Celsius is known as heat capacity. What is its formula? It is Q upon delta T. You can see here. Q is ml square T minus 2. Delta T temperature, so its dimensional formula is theta. Its dimensional formula is theta. So what will you write? You will write ml square T minus 2 theta minus 1. Let's clear this. One more thing, in case of the fundamental quantity, their dimensional formula will be their unit symbol. For example, what is dimensional formula of length? It is this. What is the dimensional formula of mass? It is this. What is the dimensional formula of temperature? It is this. In case of the fundamental units, fundamental quantities, what is their dimensional formula? Their unit symbol. Their unit symbol. This is theta. What is dimensional formula of electric current? E. Dimensional formula of amount of substance? Mole. Dimensional formula of luminous intensity? Candela. It's clear? So that we will remember. Now you can see one more here. Here there is one ideal gas equation that you will study afterwards in chemistry, in physics also, in kinetic theory of gases. Ideal gas equation. PV equals to N into RT. Here P is what? Pressure. P is pressure. What is its dimensional formula? P is pressure. V is volume. N number of moles. R universal gas constant. What is R? Universal gas constant. Universal gas constant. Okay. Means it is a universal constant. Its value will not change. It's clear? Universal gas constant. T is temperature. So first you write down the dimension of here. We have to determine the dimensional formula of R. P is pressure. Pressure is force upon area. Force means mLT minus 2. Area is L square. So it will be equal to ml minus 1 T minus 2. ml minus 1 T minus 2. It's clear? Volume it is LQ. It's clear? Then N is the number of moles. So it will be dimensional formula mole. Then temperature. What is the dimensional formula? It is theta R K. So first you make the formula of R. In order to determine dimensional formula of universal gas constant, first you make its formula. PV upon NT. Now write down all these things. P, it is ml minus 1 T minus 2. It's clear? Then volume, so it is LQ. I am not putting the bracket. It's clear? N, it is mole, and theta it is Kelvin. So when you will simplify, it will be L minus 1 L cube, that is L square, T minus 2, mole minus 1, K minus. This is the dimensional formula of universal gas constant. It's clear? Then we can see some more. For example, coefficient of linear expansion. Coefficient of linear expansion. Alpha. Alpha equals to LT minus L0 upon L0 into T. It's clear? As we know that its unit is what? LT minus L0 meter. It is also meter, so meter and meter cancel. Here per degree Celsius. Its unit is per degree Celsius or we can write it as 1 upon degree Celsius. So what is the dimensional formula? Dimensional formula of alpha. What is its unit? Its unit is Kelvin, which we represent by either theta or K. So it will be theta minus 1. Theta minus 1. It's clear? Then some more you can find. You do the practice. I have uploaded. I have given the link of this chapter, PDF book of PDF format of this chapter. I have given in the link. From there you can download. It's clear? Chapter 1, chapter 3 PDF format is uploaded in along with the first video on dimensional analysis. So you can see here what is angle. Angle equals to arc upon radius. Arc upon radius. Arc is what? It is the part of circumference. So it is a length upon length means what is this? Here meter upon meter means unitless. Unitless. And unitless means it will be dimensionless. Dimensionless means M0, L0, T0. It's clear. Now there is one more formula, E equals to H into nu. H is known as Planck's constant. Planck's constant. What is nu? Nu is frequency. Its dimensional formula I have told yesterday. It is T minus 1. E is what? Energy. It is energy. So you can see here what is H? E upon nu. When you will write nu, it is a Greek letter which is used for frequency. Energy ml square T minus 2. It is T minus 1. So when it will go up, what will happen? It is ml square T minus 1. It's clear? So there are many other quantities you can determine their dimensional formula, and if you have any problem you can mention in the comment box. It's clear? From comment box I will come to know what is the problem to you. It's clear? So you mention that thing in the comment box. Now we will classification of physical quantities on the basis of dimension. It's clear? Now I will go ahead and see the classification of physical quantities according to dimension. It's clear? Classification of physical quantities according to dimension. We will classify according to dimension. How will you classify? So physical quantities can be classified in 4 ways. According to dimension, they can be classified into 4 ways. One is the dimensional variables. Dimensional variables means having dimension. Means there is some dimension of that physical quantity, and variable means no fixed value. For example, when we say small g, immediately one value comes in your mind, 9.8 meter per second square. When we say universal gas constant, immediately one value comes in mind, 8.31. It's clear? When we say universal gravitational constant, immediately one value comes in our mind, 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 in SI unit. About these values you will come to know afterwards. When we say pi, immediately one value comes in mind. It is 22 upon 7 or 3.14. It's clear? So those are called the constants. But variables don't have any fixed value. If you say force, no value will come in your mind. If you say work, if you say power, if you say angle, if you say temperature, no definite value will come in your mind. They don't have any fixed value. It's clear? Which can vary, whose value can change. That are called variables. It's clear? Whose value can change. So you can see here, having dimensions but no fixed value. So it is force, it is work, all are having. It is power. It's clear? It is pressure. It is momentum. It is acceleration. Many are there. It is velocity. All are having dimension. Any quantity which is having unit will have the dimension. Leaving the angle has been assigned an arbitrary unit. It's clear. So all these are the dimensional variables. In the same way you can write many other. Impulse, then coefficient of linear expansion, Planck constant, not Planck constant, that is not coefficient of linear expansion. Then here you can say specific heat capacity. So all are the dimensional variables having dimension but no fixed value. Number 2, dimensional constant. Dimensional constant. Dimensional constant means having dimension but the value is fixed. Having dimension but the value is fixed. For example, universal gravitational constant, universal gas constant, it is the gravitational constant, it is the gas constant, it is the Planck's constant. All these are the having dimension as well as fixed value. Then after this, there is dimensionless. Dimensionless variables. Dimensionless variables means no dimension. No dimension. There is no dimension of each quantity, but they are having and no fixed value. No dimension and no fixed value. For example, angle. It's clear. For example, refractive index, for example, relative density, all these are the dimensionless variables. No dimension and no fixed value. And then fourth one is dimensionless constant. Means no dimension but the fixed value. No dimension but the fixed value. It is pi. What is pi? It is the ratio of circumference to the diameter of circle. It is the ratio of circumference to the diameter of the circle. It is clear? It has a fixed value but no dimension. It is having no dimension. It is clear? So that is known as dimensionless constant. So we can classify the physical quantities in following 4 ways. These are the 4 ways of classifying the physical quantity. Okay. Now after this we will see applications of dimensional analysis. What are the applications of dimensional analysis? So see here, there are various applications of dimensional analysis and very important applications, very important usage. But before that, we will see one principle of homogeneity. Principle of homogeneity of dimensions. What is principle of homogeneity? principle of homogeneity of dimensions. It means in a correct equation, all the terms will have the same dimension. According to it, in a correct equation, all the terms will have the same dimensions. It's clear? In a correct equation, homogeneous means एक समान. In a correct equation, all the terms will have same dimension. Means their dimensional formula will be same. Because we express the dimension by dimensional formula. Which clear? Now, as we know that this is an equation. In case of uniformly accelerated motion, this is one equation. U is initial velocity, V is final velocity, A is uniform acceleration, T is time. Which clear? There are how many terms? So you can see here terms are separated by plus sign, minus sign and equal sign. It's clear? So you can see here there are how many terms? One term is this, another is this, and it is also a single term. It is not two terms. It is a single term. It's clear? We already know that this is a correct equation. Whether all the terms are having same dimension or not. Final velocity, what is the dimensional formula of velocity? Velocity equals to displacement upon time. It's clear? Displacement is in length means L time T, so LT minus 1. It will be LT minus 1. It's clear? Then U is LT minus 1. Then acceleration, you check of this. Acceleration dimensional formula is LT minus 2 AT. Acceleration LT minus 2 and temperature, this is time T. So when we will simplify, it is LT minus 1. So all the terms are having same dimension. In a correct equation, all the terms will have same dimension. You can see one more. S equals to UT plus half AT square. This is also a correct equation. Which means how many terms are there? One term is this, other is this, third is this. All will have same dimension. How will you find? This is distance. Distance means dimensional formula. Here UT. So U is LT minus 1 and T means T. So when you will simplify, it is L. Then half AT square. So half don't have any dimension. A means LT minus 2 and T square, 2 square. So I am simplifying L. So all the terms have the same dimension. So it means in a correct, only like dimension terms can be added or subtracted or equated. It's clear? It means only we can add, subtract or equate only those terms which are having the same dimension. It's clear? We cannot add 1 meter and 10 kilogram. It is not possible to add. It's clear? Because both are having the different dimensions. So only like dimension terms, according to this, only like dimension means same dimension terms, can be added, subtracted or equated. It's clear? This is the principle of homogeneity. Now see here, every correct equation must be dimensionally balanced. Every correct equation must be dimensionally balanced. But every dimensionally balanced equation need not to be correct. You can see B square equals to U square plus AS. This is not a correct equation. We know that where is the error. But if you see the dimension, V square, velocity square, velocity lt minus 1. It's clear, it is square, so what will be L2 t minus u square, it is also a velocity square, L2 t minus 2. Here A is Lt minus 2, S is L, it means it is L2 t minus 2. All the terms are having same dimension. All the terms are having same dimension, but it is not a correct equation. So every correct equation must be dimensionally balanced. It's clear? But every dimensionally balanced equation need not to be correct. Need means it may be correct or it may not be correct. It's clear? Every correct equation must be dimensionally balanced, but every dimensionally balanced equation need not to be correct. Means both the things are possible. It may be correct or it may not be correct. So in this lecture only up to here. Tomorrow I will explain the applications of dimensional analysis. But before that, you do the practice of determining the dimensional formula of these quantities which are shown here in the table. It's clear, these pages already I have uploaded in the YouTube in the first video. In the description box you will get the PDF format of this chapter. You can download from that link. It's clear? So this is all about in this lecture. And you do the practice. So tomorrow I will explain the applications of dimensional analysis. So thank you.